It took 3 minutes 22 to come to the decision that there was nothing clear and obvious to overturn the on-field decision. This is the only and a slither potentially there before that next frame. If we just go back, is that enough, Alan, for you to have changed the decision?
It's not conclusive evidence, I don't think, to say that that should be disallowed. The referee has given it on the pitch, so give me 100% reason why they should disallow that. And I can't really see that and say for certain that that ball, the whole of the ball, is out.
Thierry, having seen that, does it change anything for you?
Well, that's the second time for us, Newcastle away. But if you want to help the referees to have the right angle, if you want to know if the ball is out, you have to be above the ball. That's the only way you can know if the ball is out or not. And when 2023, soon 24, we still don't have a camera that can be above. It's too many times where you don't know if you cross the ball back or not, if the ball is out or not. So can we have a camera that can be above, that we can see if the ball is out or not? If not, it's just impossible to see it.
Let's bring Mark Clattenburg in on this, our referee's representative this evening. Mark, you heard Thierry there talk about the technology and its limitations. We'll get to that. First of all, did you think the right protocol happened, the right decision was eventually reached?
Yeah, there's no other decision that the match officials can give. The assistant referee who's on the goal line doesn't say that the ball has clearly gone out of play. So the on-field decision is a goal. And when you look at all the evidence that we've just seen, we cannot be 100% certain that the ball has gone out. There might be one side of the argument from an Arsenal fan. They'll say we can see a little bit of daylight. From a West Ham point of view, you can clearly argue to say that the leg is slightly still over on the line. So therefore, as the ball has to be clearly over the line, there's no conclusive evidence.
And in terms of the technology and its limitations, as Thierry intimated there is actually more that you can use in this situation, but Jared Bowen's thigh might well have got in the way.
Yeah, one of the situations could have been they could have used the technology that they use for offside. And they need basically two reference points. One's the goal line, which they have, but unfortunately the other point of reference that they need is the ball. And because the ball is being blocked by Jared Bowen's thigh, it blocks that chance to use that reference point. So they did have technology available, but unfortunately they couldn't use it. Going back to Thierry Henry's point, having cameras above, just get a chip in the ball. If the ball is chipped like we do see in major tournaments, which is possibly what we could get going forward, if that chip was in the ball, they could have the technology to clearly see if a ball went out of play.
The sort of challenge of playing in the Premier League and playing against a side like West Ham, who will have the ability to have a low block, to drop off and to be defensively really good. But in Bowen, Pakatawa, who was on there, and Kudus as well, they have a real threat in attack. And as we know from David Moyes' sides, they're good at set pieces. So it wouldn't necessarily say it's a blueprint as such, but the nature of the goals West Ham scored, they make sense. But for Arsenal, you just can't dominate in the way that they have and then leave the stadium without a goal to show for it, because you will be punished.
As this game was going on, Casey and I were saying, well, who's going to be that player to step up? Who's going to be that Thierry Henry-like player? And then you look through the likely goal scorers, or you look through the goal scorers from this season. Leading goal scorers for Arsenal this season, Saka and Nketiah, 5 goals apiece. Second is Havertz, who's got 4. We're halfway through the season, and those are the numbers that we're posting. You look through some of the teams at the higher end of the table. Liverpool have scored 2 goals more, but Salah has got 10, I think it is. Spurs have scored 1 goal less than Arsenal as a team. Son is on 11. But while Arsenal have shared the goals around in patches, it's at moments like this that you need somebody with that instinct in and around the box. Gabriel Jesus had a couple of gilt-edged chances that he really should have done a whole lot better with. Once those go begging, you just kind of get the feeling that it's going to be another one of those days that is going to be frustrating. And unless somebody like a Declan Rice pops up in the 93rd, as he did against Luton, you just weren't absolutely certain where Arsenal's goal was going to come from.
When you talk about sharing goals, you want to share goals when your striker is in that little bit of a dry spell. Maybe goes 3 goals, 4 goals. Okay, there's a center back pops up with a good goal on a set piece. But you still need that consistency throughout the season of that guy you can count on. And I'm just wondering if this is going to be the issue that is going to hold Arsenal back. Not having that out-and-out marquee goal scorer that they might need to get them over the top.
Is that exactly what they need, Nadem, and new striker?
Do you know what? I'm not 100% sold on that, just because, say, last year, for example, at this point in the season, they had 50 points. And it wasn't as if their striker scored 15, 20, 25 goals. I think they were very good at sharing the goals out. You saw Martinelli have a marquee season, Saka, Odegaard, and they were chipping in all around the field as well. But I think in these sorts of moments, there are so many questions levelled at Jesus. But at one stage last year, it's like, oh, this is great. Arsenal have Jesus, so they have the ability to win the Premier League title. But I don't know, if they think they need a number 9, who's that going to be? You hear the talk of Ivan Toney, but for him, if he comes in, he's going to be sharing minutes with Jesus, sharing minutes with Nketiah. Maybe for him, it's more beneficial to stay at Brentford, especially with the European Championships coming in the summer, and he wants to show his best sort of side. So I think they're in a position where I think Arteta's probably overall happy with what he has, but he just knows that they can perform better, and I anticipate that'll be the same sentiment shared around probably 3 or 4 teams as you reach the halfway point in the season.
A brilliant defensive job. Terrific structure, organisation, discipline by the players. Obviously, Arsenal played incredibly well, put us under so much pressure. But we have to say that there's a big part of football which is defending, and sometimes you don't want to talk too much about it, but we done a really good job. Arsenal used to make a living out here, if you remember. So tonight we done a really good job in stopping them.
You must feel as if you deserved it. You did well for it. Defended brilliantly.
I thought we defended fantastically well, and we also showed other skills as well. We counter-attack quick again, and the boys who've watched West Ham a lot, over a few years we were a bit like that, and we were pretty good at it. We've not been quite as sharp, but I think that the new players we've got, the ability of them to make passes and play people in behind. So I have to say it was a brilliant performance, team performance. All the players worked defensively, done a brilliant job, and especially with a couple of centre halves out tonight. Luis Paqueta with an injury as well, so it didn't make the night so easy.
Arsenal had a record number of touches in the opposition box without scoring. I don't know if you've seen this.
Yeah.
But I mean, what does that say about the way that you then defended that?
I thought we defended really, really well. I don't know if you've seen I'm sure you probably did, you read it, Diego Simeone's comments probably about a month ago, talking about the Premier League defending, and he thought that the games were too much 4-3s and 5-4s, and actually I took it up. I thought it was right, because obviously everybody wants the goals, which we see, but there's another part of football, and it's to be really good defensively, be hard to beat, hard to break down, and I think we showed that tonight.
You mentioned it there, David, but the performance of your 2 centre-backs who haven't played much together, haven't played much in the league
No.
this season.
I was mentioning Angelo first, because Angelo is, I believe, has never let me down. Always played, always ready to play. Great professional, and doesn't play that often tonight. And he's come in and he's done the job. Defended his box brilliantly well. I thought Dinos played really well as well. They gets a great goal. So I thought the 2 centre halves who come in done a good job. Yeah.
David, congratulations. Another 3 points, another clean sheet. 4 points off the top 4 now. Seems like a good time to sort your new contract out.
I'm just going to go back tonight. I'm going to enjoy a glass of red wine when I get in, and sit back. There's plenty of time to talk about that. We're not in none of us are in a great rush. We can get that done when we're ready. I'm enjoying my time. We came back here to make sure that West Ham didn't get relegated. I think that was about 3 or 4 years ago now, and I think since then we've grown, and I think the team are growing, getting better, and we'll not be challenging all the top teams all the time, because we're not dining at that table, but we're coming now and again to these teams and giving them a game.
Because you suggested, I think, in your interview straight after the game that an agreement was close.
No, I didn't say that. No.
But after beating Arsenal, it's a good time to maybe get up there in the chairman's office.
It's fine. We're fine. I got on really well with the board. I've got a great relationship with the board and all the people connected. And they're thrilled as well. Let's not kind of, they're delighted that the team's going strong in the league and going strong in Europe. And so we're all in a good place at the moment.
How was Paqueta?
I don't know if you saw it. I just mentioned you probably saw me. He get injured in the warm up, and it's something at the back of his knee, but we don't know. And the decision was, do I start him, do I not? How he gets strapped up. He said he wanted to give it a go, but I could tell the minute I was looking at him, he was right in front of me, and he never really got up to speed. But even the 15 minutes or so he was on, he's a really, really good player, really important player for us. Can hold the ball up, can wait, bring other people, give people time to get up and support. He's a real good player, and we missed him. We missed him for other points. I thought Said came on and done a good job, part of the defensive job as well. But as you well know, the boys who've watched us, Lucas Paqueta is hugely important to us as far as creating goals, making goals as well.
And Thomas Soucek in this season is completely different to what was going on last year. How important is it to have him getting in those positions and scoring?
Yeah. Well, nearer the start of the season, we played him a little bit further forward. We've not done it quite so much in recent games. It's a lot to do with the opposition and the teams we've been playing. But for him to get in the box and get up and get another goal is great. And I mean, I think he's got about 8 goals now, Thomas. So long may it continue. And he's playing really well, Thomas. He's doing great for the team. Great team player.
Did you have a view on the first goal?
No, I've been asked about it, and actually, I hadn't even thought about it. I don't know if yous have seen more than I've seen. I don't know. I just got the reaction from the players that nobody thought for a minute that there was anything up with the goal, and I couldn't think certainly wasn't an offside or anything from where I was. But you're thinking you're a bit celebrating and enjoying it, and then the screen comes up, you go, oh my goodness, what we're waiting on. But it must have been close because of the time they took. So whether it went our way or not, I'm hoping that they got to the right decision, and if they got to the right decision, then the goal was correct.
Okay.
What's your assessment about this?
Congratulate West Ham and praise my players. That's what I can tell. This is football. You know what we've done in the game, how much we generated in the game, and to see the result is very disappointing. But they were better than us in both boxes. And they have 2 shots with the penalty 3. We have 30. I don't know how many touches in the box, how many situations, how many open goals to score, and we haven't. And in football, you have to do that better. You want to win, and today we haven't won because of that. Because for the rest, I think the team kept trying and had an incredible attitude again.
The focus will be on those chances that we miss. Is that an issue with the forwards? Is that something we talked about yesterday about addressing it maybe?
It's what it is. We have to try to generate. We don't score goals having 30 shots, then we have to do 50 or 60 or try to score. It's the only thing. I cannot imagine a game that you have more dominance, more touches in the box, less situations of the opponent against a really good West Ham side. But today wasn't enough to win the game.
Mark, again? You talk about those stats, Mikel. Does it make it one of the most frustrating nights you've had, arguably, since you've been here?
It is, but it's football, and what is the other thing? The team generates that much and normally is going to win games, and that's the way we've done it, because as well against Brighton we generate so much, against Liverpool as well, but we score goals in different ways, and we have to make another step in that area to win the games more comfortably, that's sure, because today the team deserves to win the game, there's no question about that.
And just quickly on the first goal with the ball in and out of phase, it's another one of those tricky situations with VAR, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. The only thing they're saying is not conclusive, the image that they have. So it's just a shame that with the technology that we have, it's not that clear that we can say, yes, it was out or in. It's done, it's gone, and there's nothing we can do about it now.
Mikel, you talk about the issue with chances. Is that something you feel you can solve internally? Because people will argue now January's over, you can solve it externally.
And we have, he's the player that we have, he's the player that that I love the most, and what we have to do is try to get better situations and more training and put them there, raise their confidence, and that's it, because they've done it.
Are they struggling a bit with confidence in front of goals of the players?
I don't think it's that, you know, you hit the post or you hit the ball and it's half a centimeter, you have I don't know how many shots, or someone blocks the shot and it doesn't come in. We miss a lot of situations when we have to pick the right pass. There are two players free in the box, and I can recall 5-6 actions of that, and that's what it makes the difference to win the games.
Gary from Sky. I know you have to be careful for obvious reasons, but there didn't seem to be the right angle on the first goal when the ball went out or not enough camera angles. Do you feel that that's a problem, and do you think that if the on-field officials had said it was out, it wouldn't have been overturned?
I don't know, but the technology that we have at the moment is not good enough to give us that answer. So what we have to do is, without that, win the game with the amount of situations that we generate in the game. That should have been more than enough.
And it was 77 touches in the box, by the way, today, which is a record since, I think, 2009 in the Premier League. So again, does that not make you think you need to do something about putting those chances away?
They were great. You know, we have to put the ball on the net and win it. And as well, because the two situation, we have to defend the box. We didn't defend it well enough. And it's a team that they are really good in the box with the timing, with the quality they have with the front players arriving. And that's what it made the difference today, unfortunately. And it's this very disappointing night for us because I think we should have got much more from the game.